demonstration. Shocking news. Should Gene Deal be arrested? Also, the real reason why the WNBA is being racist. So these two topics has been trending. So we're going to go ahead and chop it up over here at the Rock Squad. Shocking news. The real reason why the WNBA is being racist. Also, should Gene Deal be arrested? Before I get started with this demonstration, let me read my disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. That means that everything that you hear in this video that I call a demonstration is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Everything that you hear is allegedly. Okay. Salute to everyone that's catching this on a replay. Salute to everybody that's watching from the clouds. Salute to all of my moderators. Salute to you, him, and her. A big salute to all my new subscribers. Salute to the whole Rock Squad. Salute Sages. Salute 80s Baby. Salute Spoken Facts. Salute Leslie. Salute. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. So, lately I haven't been sharing the links to the notification. Now, if you subscribe to my channel and you hit the bell-like icon, every time I schedule a demonstration, you will be notified. However, my demonstrations will either be at 4 p.m. Eastern Time or 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And the reason why I haven't been sending the links to people like I used to send them, well, I send out close to 30 or 40 links. I send these links out to 30 or 40 people all the time. Maybe 4 or 5 people will pull up when I send out the links. So I stopped sending out the links. Spoken Facts says I'm on CST, but I got you. Okay, appreciate you, Spoken Facts. So that's why I haven't been sending the links out to anybody anymore, because it's be a waste of my time. Like I said, I'll be sending the links out to people, you know what I mean? People that I be assuming, well, I know this person going to show up. I know this person going to show up. However, they don't show up. So I just stopped sending out the links altogether. So my demonstrations will be 4 p.m. or either 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Let's get into this demonstration, y'all. Now, when it comes to the WNBA, we know the WNBA it stands for Women's National Basketball Association. Now, up until recently, I really never heard too much about the WNBA allegedly being racist. However, you had the South Carolina women college team that won the national championship. They beat Iowa. And we know that the Caucasian young lady named Caitlyn, She was drafted by Indiana. And we know that the melanated females, the two, Angel Reese, and the other young lady got drafted by Chicago. Now, many people wanted to know how come they didn't televise the melanated players that were drafted, Angel Reese, that was drafted to Chicago. They won. They won the college championship. Instead, why did they televise the game with the Caucasian player, Caitlyn, from Indiana? So it's like, if you're going to air, if you're going to televise any of the games, any debut out of the players, why wouldn't you televise the winners? So now it's been alleged that there's some racism going on. And y'all know how we do over here at the Rock Squad. We pretty much get to the bottom of what's going on. Also, Gene Deal. Now, Gene Deal has kind of like clapped back. He kind of like answered the $1 million question: should he be arrested? Spoken Fact says even put him on Caitlyn on the front of the CNN News instead of the winning team. And that's another thing that happened as well. They put the losers on the cover, on the front cover of CNN News. They put the losers, which were Iowa, the team that the Caucasian young lady played for, Caitlyn, and they didn't put the winning team. Now, in all of my years watching sports and covering sports, even when I played sports, even when I played Little League. Now, I was 8 years old when I played Little League. The spotlight, the attention, front page always went to the winner or the winners. The losers never was placed in front of the winners. Salute my boo. Appreciate you for pulling up. Salute my boo. Yes, it is a happy Friday. So, in my perspective, it seems to be some racism going on, and we're going to get to the bottom of this. But I want to start with Gene Deal first. Now, Gene Deal was, for all those that don't know who Gene Deal is, Gene Deal was a former bodyguard for P. Diddy, for Bad Boy Records. And he was, along with Jaguar, he was one of the first ones to come out to speak on the accusations and speak on a lot of the negative things that were going on with P. Diddy. He was around, and he dropped a lot of bombshells. And the $1 million question when it came to Gene Deal, from me as well as others, well, Gene Deal if all of these things took place on your watch, why didn't you call the cops, report the things that you saw, report the things that you seen, or why didn't you just leave Bad Boy Records, period? Why didn't you just quit being P. Diddy's bodyguard? I mean, Gene Deal was a parole officer. He was some kind of agent in law enforcement. So you knew all these things, you knew all these activities was taking place. Why didn't you report it to the cops? Or why didn't you just quit? Now, why all of a sudden are you coming out speaking on all of these things that took place with P. Diddy? Let's first start with what he has to say about this. Now, this is from the Art of Dialogue. Shout out to the Art of Dialogue. It says, Gene Deal finally responds to people wanting him arrested for allowing Diddy to commit crimes. Let's check out what Gene Deal has to say.
How you feel about the people that say that you should be going to prison for allowing Diddy to do the things that he was doing?
Let me just say this to you. It's not one victim in the complaint. And I've been on Art of Dialogue. I got over 10 interviews on Art of Dialogue probably. I probably got over 10 interviews with you, Mike.
More than that, actually.
All right. But it's not one individual that ever came and said, this guy I seen on YouTube was the one who held the door. This guy I seen on YouTube is the one who helped Puff do anything. Like Suge Knight said, and thank you for that, Suge. Suge Knight said, this was not the Puffy we know back then. All this came when he started moving out to California, when he moved out to California and started dealing with certain people, getting record deals, 10 million here. Yo, he got a record deal for $10 million and flopped and came back and got another record deal and then turned in an album for $10 million and it flopped. Why? Why? That's the nature of what he was doing because he was willing to go through those doors that people like Christopher Williams wasn't going through.
I'm gonna let it play out. I'm gonna let it play some more. Because according to Gene Deal, as well as Suge Knight, the P. Diddy that is being accused of all of these things, all of these accusations, is not the P. Diddy from, let's just say, the 90s. So perhaps, do y'all think that someone may have spiked Diddy's drink? What do y'all think? Could it be that? Could it be that? Because now Suge Knight, pretty much wasn't the best of friends of P. Diddy. We know that. Him and P. Diddy wasn't the best of friends. They started out being cool and, friends. But when Suge Knight associate Big Jake, when he was killed in Atlanta, him and P. Diddy no longer were friends and no longer cool. Now, Suge kind of like came to P. Diddy's defense. He didn't, but he did. So basically what him and Gene Deal is saying, this P. Diddy guy, they don't know this P. Diddy guy. These accusations, it was unheard of during the time when Gene Deal was working for P. Diddy. What y'all think? What y'all think?
Everybody heard the stories. Everybody just ain't willing to talk about it. And if it ain't, that's their choice. But for these people who sit up there and run their mouth and talk about what I should do or I should go to jail, they just making that stuff up for content because they don't have no stories. They didn't live the life I didn't live. They wasn't there. They wasn't around. People didn't come to them and ask them to do certain things. You understand what I'm saying?
It's two things. It's two ways how we could look at this. Salute, TV boy. What's your question, TV boy? Normally, you know, you would have to get a super chat, purchase a super chat, and ask me the question. Well, what's your question? So, what we have is, when it came to whatever it was that P. Diddy is being accused of, Gene Deal is saying none of the victims or no one that was involved, no one has brought my name up not one time. And that may be true. That may be true. But let me ask y'all this, okay? I'm a content creator, right? I'm a content creator. Now, let's say that one of my moderators is doing things to individuals. You know, let's say SA and then R and all of that. I know of this, though. Now, I know of this. I know what my moderator is doing. There's some serious stuff that my moderator is doing to these individuals. What would y'all be expecting me to do? Or what should I do? Should I turn a blind eye? Should I turn a blind eye? Or should I report my moderator? Or should I just get the hell away from my moderator? It's one or the other. It's one or the other. So I know where Gene Deal is coming from. I know exactly where he's coming from. He like, look, it wasn't me. My name isn't in none of the complaints. And he's true. That's true. He's correct. But the bigger picture is, if it wasn't an issue with what P. Diddy was doing, why are you coming out years later exposing him? So obviously, it was definitely something wrong with the things that P. Diddy was doing. You said it yourself. You said when Biggie lost his life, that's when it was quits for you. That's when it was time to go, when Biggie lost his life. I'll ask the question again. Why didn't you report to the police the things that you witnessed? Or why didn't you, before Biggie lost his life, why didn't you get away from P. Diddy?
So they mad. They upset that the Art of Dialogue that made Fox, the Art of Dialogue that made TMZ, the Art of Dialogue that made what was that? What was that other news program? Nightline. All these different things. They upset. No, get your content up. So it don't matter.
I don't think and I get his point. I don't think when it comes to the content creators, I don't think that with Gene Deal, I don't think it's clout chasing. See, when one thing that you gotta understand, one thing that we gotta understand about social media, when you come to social media and when you put anything on social media, when you come and you put stuff on social media, and when people rebuttal off of your content, when people do reactions to your content, when people speak on things that you say, you can't say that that's clout chasing, because you came on a public platform. And that's what content creators do. That's what bloggers do. That's what YouTubers do. It's no difference from you going on the Art of Dialogue. But you're not calling the Art of Dialogue a clout chaser. You know, you're not telling the Art of Dialogue to get his content up because you're actually on that platform. Now, if you want to make it fair, Gene Deal, come on my platform. Name the price. We can make it fair. Somebody hashtag Gene Deal. Somebody send this to Gene Deal. See, you can't go on certain platforms. You know, the platforms that you know that's going to take it easy on you. Those platforms that you know ain't going to ask you certain questions. Now, I do have questions for you. They won't be disrespectful, but I do have some questions for you. Pull up on my platform. And when you pull up on my platform, then you can raise the comment, or then you can make the statement that, you know, people are mad, or people, you know, is jealous of Art because Art is on TMZ. Art is on Dayline. Art is like one of the few platforms that you want on. So make it fair. And this is one thing that I get at Reggie Wright. Salute Raw, salute Londa, and Raw. This is one thing that I get at Reggie Wright. Reggie Wright, Reggie Wright will pull up on anybody's platform. And Reggie Wright don't even charge. Reggie Wright been on my platform 3 times. And Reggie Wright didn't charge me not one time. See, that's making it fair. You know, that's making it fair. When you can go on multiple platforms, whether the platform that you're going on is biased, whether the platform that you're going on likes you or loves you, you got to go on those platforms. So come on over here, Gene Deal, and chop it up with Shank Rock. But I want to finish up with Gene Deal, y'all.
I'm good. Name when I ever said I saw him do something. I told you I went to the hospital. Yeah, I see Kim's face is bruised. You understand? She in the hospital with her man. He about to he bleeding profusely. Profusely. He bleeding crazy from his wrist with a t-shirt wrapped around it. Because she took a corkscrew and said, yo, you hit me again. I wasn't there. I was told to go to the hospital to bodyguard him. You understand what I'm saying? I told people when him and Kim was in the room, he doing that play fighting like that, and she come out, I was like, yo, you all right? She said, I'm good. And she'll stay out the room for a little while, then she'll go back in. But I'm never going to see him or nobody else. I ain't never been that type of dude. You're not going to abuse no kids around me. You're not going to abuse no women around me. And that's point blank. So they can say what they want to say, bro. You know what it is? It gives them content to talk about, to make up what?
So he allegedly thinks that it gives the content creators content. Now he even said to make up shit. Now I'm gonna go to Reggie Wright because Reggie Wright called him out as a liar. But once again, it's not. Why is it cool for you to make content off P. Diddy when you come on anybody's platform, Gene Deal? When you're even on your own platform, you talk about P. Diddy. When you're on Art of Dialogue's platform, the question, the demonstration is about P. Diddy. So why is it that you can come up off of P. Diddy? Why is it that you can have content off of P. Diddy, but nobody can have content off of you? Nobody can come up off of you. That's a hypocrite. That's a hypocrite. Now we're going to go to Reggie Wright. Reggie Wright says Gene Deal is a liar. How many of y'all feel as though Gene Deal is a liar? Reggie Wright claims that Gene Deal be making up a lot of the things that he talk about. Like I said, my thing with Gene Deal is, why is it okay for you to come up off of P. Diddy, salute positive vibes? Why is it that, because that's all your content is about P. Diddy. Don't nobody want to hear nothing that comes from you, Gene Deal, unless it's about P. Diddy. If it ain't about P. Diddy, don't nobody want to hear nothing you got to say, Gene Deal. So that's your content. So why can't we have content off of you? And why do you only go on certain platforms? Once again, pull up over here. Now let's check out what Reggie Wright has to say about Gene Deal. Shout out to Reggie Wright Jr.
So, Gene did an interview, and I'm hesitant to tell you because I know it's easy to go on him, but he said in this interview that the feds have over 250 camera footages from Diddy's house and that his arrest is going to happen soon. I know you talked about Diddy's arrest weeks and weeks ago. I don't know where the 250 cameras is coming from, but did you see the segment? Do you have any thoughts on Gene and what he's talking about lately?
Oh man, goddamn. Have we heard anywhere where they said 250 cameras was taken up? Have that been reported anywhere publicly?
Now, according to Gene Deal, he said it was over 250 cameras that was seized from the raids. Have we heard, and it was a month ago, do you realize what would been on over 250 recordings? Just imagine. Just imagine. No news outlet, no news station, nobody mentioned anything about 250 cameras or footage being seized from the raids. Is Gene Deal telling the truth, or is Gene Deal lying?
Anyway, we know what LAPD and Homeland Security agents or FBI agents in California think of Gene Deal. Do we have those type of connections in Florida? Who knows? I don't know. Hey, I just try to research, and I don't know where he gets his information that there were 250 cameras taken. Now, I believe there's cameras that were there, but 250 and 2 homes? That's a lot of cameras, y'all. Hey, it sounds good. Yeah, Puffy, I do believe is going to get arrested within the next 3 to 4 months. So I have to concur with him on that. I just don't know where he got that particular set of information from, and I would question it. And I don't know. It's hard to speak bad on Gene because he has such a huge following and fan base. But if he ain't the male version of Jaguar Wright, I don't know who is. I don't know.
What do y'all think? Drop a 1 if y'all think Gene Deal is the male version of Jaguar Wright. Drop a 1.
Where he just sets up and talk and make shit up. Make shit up. That's all that's going on. But right now, he's winning. So it'd be stupid as a motherfucker for me to sit up here and hate on him. But I don't know. Y'all tell me. Y'all show me. Y'all pin it in the comment section. Where anywhere publicly that it says there's 250 cameras that was taken out of the homes.
Got a good point. Now, I want to go to a demonstration that Gene Deal done 3 days ago. He claims that Christopher Williams choked Halle Berry. Did y'all see that one? Let's see what he got to say about that. That Christopher Williams allegedly choked Halle Berry. Let's tap into that. And we will be going to the real reason the WNBA is racist in a few more minutes. But let's see what Gene Deal has to say about Christopher Williams choking Halle Berry.
Yeah, I'd like to know what he meant too. But you seen that clip of Christopher Williams? He finally addressed Jaguar Wright claims, her saying that he gave Diddy fellatio for a demo deal. He called her a crackhead.
Well, before we start that, I want to talk about my book. I'm gonna answer your question, but my book is my second book is Life After Death.
Salute Nina Edwards. One thing that I've noticed, Leslie says, I've seen that Unsung Williams was hitting Miss Berry. One thing that I will say about everybody that always claims to be exposing other people, they always have what? A tell-it-all book. Have y'all noticed that? It's always, and for more information, and well, I can't answer that question right now. That's why you got to get the book. Have y'all noticed that? Right, Positive Vibes. What kind of play is that? To me, that's a play. To me, that's a play all day long. See, you sprinkle a tad bit of the truth. You give us something, just that much to make us want to go get the book. We've been peeping that since Superheat. Remember Superheat? She came out and was exposing all of the rappers that she gave head to. And then what? What came after all of the exposing? A book. So now here comes Gene Deal with a book. Y'all peep the play? Come on, Gene. Come on, Gene Deal.
When Bodyguard and the Hip Hop Star by me, Gene Deal. This book right here, I've had some reviews on it, and people are telling me it's better than the first one. But you know how your first baby is. But you can get it on Amazon, or you can get it on Amazon. It's Life After Death, When Bodyguard and the Hip Hop Star by Gene Deal. Thank you for letting me plug this on your show. I appreciate that.
And he talking about all the content creators trying to come up off of him. He's talking about all the content creators that don't have content and all the content creators that's trying to use him for content. But that's what you did to P. Diddy. That's what you did to P. Diddy. If that ain't a play, I don't know what a play is.
Yo, it's crazy, man, because the enemy of my enemy, I consider my friend. I have nothing to say about Jag, and I have nothing to say bad about Christopher. You understand? But I know of Christopher Williams, and I know of Jaguar Wright. I met them both and everything like that. So you know what I'm saying? Been around both of them. Jag was way back in the 90s. You understand? Christopher was in the early 2000s and things like that. 90s and early 2000s. You know what I'm saying? But Christopher Williams is a gangster. So when I first heard the story that Jag said one of her friends told her, the lady who was a lawyer who was working in Puff's office, and he did that, I didn't believe it because I knew Christopher Williams, who he was in the street.
One thing I can say, there have been a lot of gangsters. There have been a lot of gangsters. How many of y'all seen the movie The Wire? And even though that was in the movies, but Omar, remember Omar, the stick-up kid that had everybody terrified of, Omar went both ways. Omar was messing with the Transformers. It happens all the time. The hardest dude on the block, when he hit the penitentiary, he start messing with them boys. He start messing with them Transformers. So just because, according to Gene, Christopher was this gangster, that don't mean that he didn't mess with a Transformer. That don't mean that allegedly he didn't go down on P. Diddy just because he a gangster. There's a lot of gangsters that like boys.
I don't put nothing past none of these industry dudes, but I knew who Christopher Williams was in the street. Gun toting, drugs, you know, the whole thing. Everybody knew, and he even said it himself publicly. So when everybody's saying I'm running my mouth on Mac, he already said this stuff before. Everybody know who Christopher Williams was, who was around there at the time. He did not play, especially with the honeys. You understand? I had a situation with him myself in a club. So when I heard Jag say that, I knew that knowing the behavior of somebody walking in on somebody, unless you a certain type of person, you're going to sit there and watch like, y'all doing that, or you're going to get a quick glance and see somebody, and then you're going to walk out and leave. Now, I knew a dude who worked for Puff in his marketing department that he favors Christopher Williams. I'm not saying he was the one that the lady saw, but I am saying that I didn't believe personally it was Christopher Williams. And if it was anybody, it was somebody that had assets and was up there like that. You know what I'm saying? So I had my mixed emotions about it.
Yeah, he also said when he was addressing Jaguar Wright, he also said that he'll smack Diddy. And what you think about that?
Well, it'll be a good fight. I know that for a fact. You know what I'm saying? It'll be something that you would want to see, and he probably would. Both of them got a hand problem when they come to women. So that'll be a good fight.
Speaking of that, right? Tell me about that time that you met Christopher Williams at Heavy D party and you seen him pitting his hands on a female.
Well, Heavy D was doing a party at the California Club, and I told my team don't let nobody in, because we had went to Russell Simmons' house and got some credit cards to open up the bar. When I get back, my team tells me that 2 people are in the club. And I said, I told you not to let nobody in. He said, the girl Jessica had came out and told us to let 2 people in the club. You know what I'm saying? And so me and a guy called Dre, we called him on the street called Big Boy. We went around the club to see can we find the 2 people, because they wasn't even searched. So as I'm coming down and around, I see this dude got this girl by her neck.
Okay, so y'all must all be super
Yep.
rich or just hella dumb.
Listen
Because
now.
how the hell is the state giving out these 5?
Right? And he got her by the neck, and he got his hand behind his back like this, and it appeared to be a gun. And I was like, oh shit, this is crazy. So I wait a Big Boy, and he goes and he comes to the left side of Christopher Williams. I go from the back side to the back of him, and I grab his arm first, both hands. I grab both hands on his arm. Big Boy grabbed him, right? So we got him. I pause him and twist his hand and pulled the gun out of his hand. Pulled the gun out of his hand, and I was, Big Boy still got him. I take the gun, take the bullets out, because Big Boy could grab him. You know, Dre could grab him. It wasn't a problem. Grab him. So then, he wasn't even trying to get away from Dre. I take the bullets out because it was a Trey 8, 38 special. Take the bullets out, put it in my hand, put the gun in my pocket. We grab him up. We picks him up now and takes him out the club. We take him out the club all the way across the street. It was on 44th Street. So we put him down, and he just looked. He didn't open his mouth or say nothing. And I'm talking to him the whole time. Yo, my man, what's wrong? Why you doing that? What's going on with you, bro? He ain't say nothing, man. He said, yo, she be bugging. She be having me bugging. That's all he was saying. Yo, she had me bugging. She had me bugging. And I was like, oh, this is crazy. So we set him down. And then when we set him down, he walked about 5 or 6 feet away from her. He just turned around. He said, yo, can I have my gun back? I gave him his gun back, and he walked down the block. And then later on that night when we closed the door, because we worked the line outside. So after we closed the door, about an hour or 2 later, I seen him up in the club still. And somebody let him back in the club. Like, oh, shit. But somebody said, you know, that was his girlfriend at the time, Holly Berry. So
he says that this gangster, Christopher Williams, had Halle Berry by the neck, and he had his pistol behind his back. That's what you call gangster? See, y'all got it twisted. And a lot of people believe, and that's why I tell y'all all the time, just because he told a pistol, just because he's in prison, just because a dude might do all these things, it don't necessarily makes him a gangster. Now, a man the size of Christopher Williams have a female the size of Halle Berry by the neck like this with a pistol behind his back, that ain't gangster. Yo, she be bugging. All right, if she be bugging, keep it moving. And this is what I be saying to the men. If you have a female, and if you got to put your hands on a female for whatever purposes there is, that's not the female for you. For the females, because a lot of y'all females, believe it or not, y'all like dudes like that. He loves me. I just love it when he does that. I love it when he gets rough. That right there, that ain't love. And you need to seek counseling because you got some screws that's loose upstairs. And this is why today so many of these females, young females, is losing their lives to these men like a Christopher Williams. Do y'all see where I'm going at with this? I'm hoping y'all see where I'm going at with this. Now, he claims that Christopher Williams is a gangster. Whoop-de-woo, woo, 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 woo. How gang? What gangster? What part about being gangster is that, Gene? Come on, man. We got to do better. I ain't saying don't be a gangster. Be a gangster. And ride that motherfucking jacket till the wheels fall off. But move accordingly. If you're going to be a gangster, be a gangster. And putting your hands on a female, regardless of the circumstances, don't have nothing to do with being a gangster. If you got to put your hands on that female, then that ain't the female for you, gangster.
They said it was up.
Whoa, so Halle Berry is the one he was choking.
Yep.
And you didn't get to see her face?
Well, I saw her face and everything.
Now, he saw her face, and he saw him choking her. It's like he bragging about it. If I'm around a dude, and I'm witnessing him choking a female, nah, bro, we don't do that right here. We don't do that. And I'm damn sure ain't going to be bragging about it years later. This is what's wrong with the culture. This is what's wrong with us. It's old heads like this that don't get it. So now when the youngins come along, when the young ones come along and the young ones are moving like this, then what we want to do as old heads, we want to start the young versus old thing. See, back in my time, we ain't do all that. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Where you think the young ones got it from? The young ones is just turning it up a notch. That ain't gangster.
Thing. But, it was dark in the club.
So from what you've seen, right, do you think it was her?
It was somebody who looked like Halle Berry to me. But you got to realize there's pictures of him and her at that birthday party. But he's a player. He could have had two women at the party. Chris was that type of dude.
And you said that.
Now, he was that type of dude. He was that type of dude to put his hands on Halle Berry. He's that type of dude to put his hands on a female with a pistol in back of him. But he ain't that type of dude to go down on a man. Come on, y'all. Come on.
And he was hard on females, huh?
From what I heard in the street, yeah. But like he said, he'd been hard on Diddy too. He said he'd have been his mate tag. You know what that was, right?
No, I don't know what that is.
He said, if we was in prison, he'll be my mate tag.
I mean, just listen. Now, Christopher says, if we was in prison, y'all know what it means. So why is it so far-fetched to not believe that it was him that went down on Diddy? Think about it. He said it himself. If we was in prison, meaning certain circumstances, same thing. He did it for a record deal. What's the difference? What's the difference from them being in prison compared to a record deal? Circumstances. We're going to finish up with Gene Deal, but then we're going to move on to the WNBA.
He'll be washing his drawers. Maytag washing machine. Christopher Williams, I don't know the problems he may have had with the law. I don't know the problems he had, because Jag was saying a lot of things. He was stealing, he was doing this like that. But in the street, he was.
All right, y'all. Now we're going to go to Caitlyn Clark versus Angel Reese. WNBA accused of racism for TV decision. Woke losers say the WNBA is racist for promoting Caitlyn Clark. These people are insane. Then we have Caitlyn Clark triggers haters as basketball's newest white superstar. Now I'm going to go to I believe it's Jason Whitlock. I'm going to go to my first clip. Once again, this is all for entertainment and educational purposes. But let's see what this is about. Caitlyn Clark triggers haters as basketball's newest white superstar.
She's a dumb job. If you doubt me, watch this 3-minute video of Swoops attempting to explain away the ridiculous attack she unleashed 3 weeks ago on record-breaking Iowa basketball star Caitlyn Clark. Take a listen.
I'm going to say this, and then I want to be done with this whole conversation. So for people to come at me and say that I made those comments because I'm a racist, first of all, black people can't be racist.
Oh, God.
How many of y'all feel the same way as she? Drop a 1 if you feel like black people can't be racist. Drop a 2 if you feel like, yes, black people can be racist.
False.
But that's the farthest thing from my mind. I grew up in a very small West Texas town, predominantly white. My best childhood friend is white. Went to predominantly white college, won a national championship. Pretty much everyone on the team was white.
Wait a minute. I'm white.
We're sisters to this day. That's not a part of my DNA. But for me, it's very important, though, that, I'm a black woman, So it's important for me that I speak up for people that look like me. It's Black History Month. So, our ancestors fought and died for us to have opportunities that we have today. So anytime I have an opportunity to obviously be on the podcast or anything where I feel like it's important for me to speak up and show support, that's what I want to do. I have no issues with Caitlyn. Her breaking the record, I think obviously is a tremendous accomplishment. Although, we could get into that discussion also.
Come on, if you're racist and you know it, clap your hands.
Because there's a big debate on Lynette Woodard having the actual record. But I think what Caitlyn has done for not just college basketball, but for women's basketball, period, I think has been great. The following, people watching the game, sellouts that we haven't seen ever. It just really bothers me, though, when people just take bits and pieces of what they want to take and they don't listen to everything and you don't hear everything. Because I do remember me saying that Caitlyn, to me, could be the best college shooter I've ever seen. right? So I don't have any hard feelings towards Caitlyn, no hard feelings towards Angel. My thing is when you put these expectations on these young women in college to go to the next level and be immediately dominant. And when that doesn't happen, then people come back and say, oh, she was a bust, she was a flop, she wasn't that good. Like, just let them do what they're doing in college, enjoy what they're doing in college, and let them become stars in the WNBA.
At the toilet.
Now we're going to stop right there. Michelle and Rob feels that black people can be racist. We're going to stay right there with it.
Angel Soft toilet paper is strong.
Obviously, with the WNBA draft, Caitlyn Clark being taken first, so much talk about her ratings, whether she's actually playing in college, ratings for the WNBA draft. A lot of people are wondering, is this going to continue on into the WNBA? There's no doubt that Caitlyn Clark is the most relevant women's basketball player currently in the world, even though last night was her first time actually suiting up for a WNBA game. But already, some of the so-called women's basketball fans out there are very upset that Caitlyn Clark is getting so much attention. WNBA accused of racism for showing Caitlyn Clark instead of Angel Reese. For those...
How do y'all feel? Before I go any further, how do y'all feel? If y'all are aware of the story that's, going on, if y'all are aware of what's going on, how do y'all feel? How do y'all feel? Let me know, how do y'all feel? As I stated before, the winner or the winners are the ones that suppose or have been getting the attention. I mean, there were many times, many good games and many great players that lost and did not get front page, did not get interviews, did not get the spotlight because the front page went to the winner or the winners, not the loser or the losers. So why is it exceptional? And this is what the complaint is, And even if y'all watched, and I watched it, if y'all watched that championship game between South Carolina and Iowa, if y'all watched it, they showed the majority of that game. They showed Iowa's fans. When it came to showing the fans from South Carolina, it was a click, then it was, and it was gone. All of the attention went on Iowa. I have to admit. Salute to Full Life. Full Life says, what's up, Shank Rock? I'm just pulling up. Appreciate you. Spoken Fact says, that is just crazy. I'm pissed on the cool. And I mean, I got to bear witness now. I got to call a spade a spade. And this is one of those situations when I have to call white people out. Now, am I calling all white people out? No. But I have to call whoever that's white that's responsible for this. And I know I get some white people say, see, that's the problem. That's why racism still exists, because y'all keep talking about it. Well, guess what? If we don't talk about it, I'm sure y'all won't talk about it. But for my white side of the family, this is when y'all have to be held accountable. Just as well when it's time for black people to be held accountable, just as well as when it's time for immigrants in any other nationality and any other group of people have to be held accountable. Y'all have to be held accountable. Hey, Caitlyn, she's probably one of the best players. She might be the best player. I'm not going to deny her. I watched the game. She can ball. Shorty can ball. But unfortunately, basketball is a team sport. Now, it'd been a different story if you focus on the whole team, but all of the attention was focused on Caitlyn Clark. That's why black people are pissed. That's why the majority of black people are pissed. We're going to call a spade a spade. It is what it is. Now, it says, who had one of the bingo cards? Anyone, of course. But let's ride and see what they're going to say, what their commentary is going to be. The Four Light says, Clark got skills. She's the great white hope. They have no American superstars in the sport. And that's fine. You know, that's fine. Now, what I will say, just as well as I said, white people have to be held accountable in this instant, in this case, I will say for black people, we can't be mad at white people because it's their media. That's their media. They control their media. And if white people want to promote a great white hope, that's their right. Now, once again, why don't we promote? Because we got to think about it now. Now I have to call out the black side of the family. Spoken Fact says she a GOAT for real. Since her freshman year in college, I've been watching. But when it comes to a championship, acknowledge the winner's period. And that's facts. That's facts. Now, just like I called out the white side of the family for taking accountability, I got to call out the black side. All these content creators, I have to include myself because I didn't promote Angel Reese and the other young lady name. It'll come to me. I didn't promote them. That's where we went wrong at. And as y'all see, I'm holding myself accountable. Full Life says exactly. We are on their media. We need our own media. Well, we do got our own media, believe it or not. My platform is media. All these other content creators. We wasn't pushing her. So we have to start. We have to start pushing. Even if we don't get a lot of views. That's our problem. That's our problem as content creators. That's our problem as melanated people. We want the numbers. If it don't get us numbers, we don't want to participate with it.
Who missed it? Caitlyn Clark and Angel Reese both made their WNBA debuts last night. Oh, you didn't spend your Friday night watching WNBA preseason games? Well, shame on you. Plenty of folks did. And it sounded like it was probably a hot ticket. I'm interested to know how many people actually tuned in to watch. But a lot of people who claim that they're big fans are mad because Caitlyn Clark is a white woman, the most relevant female basketball player in the world, and she got priority over Angel Reese. The WNBA is wild embarrassing. To not have Angel Reese and Camila Cordoza games on League Pass is insane. Angel Reese is one of the reasons women's basketball is getting so much attention, but they made sure to put the white girl front and center. I'm tired of them.
Okay, that person is definitely not a WNBA fan. Clearly not saying something like that. That's dumb.
14,000 likes that got. Probably by a bunch of black people on Twitter is my guess. Yana says Angel Reese has over 6 million followers across all platforms, but WNBA wants to make it seem like only Caitlyn Clark will bring in views. This is some BS. That's why I'll never watch the WNBA. Just another racist company. The WNBA doing Angel Reese and Camila Cordoza is so dirty. The league's 80% black women. Why aren't they showing two of the most prolific young women to be drafted? Whiteness got y'all in a chokehold. Fire whoever's making these asinine decisions, right? Like, this is the most relevant, the biggest draw for, and this is the biggest chance for the WNBA. Yes. Since its entire creation for 20 plus years, this is the biggest opportunity they have. Of course they're going to capitalize on Caitlyn Clark. And now you have angry black people who claim they're fans of the WNBA saying that it's racist to feature the most popular, the most highest rated, the biggest thing we've seen in women's basketball. It's racist to feature her and not black people. What a
legitimate complaint. But let's look at the complaint. He says Caitlyn is the most popular player. We ain't saying she's not. You can't take that from her. She's the most popular player. So is LeBron James. But guess what? When LeBron James loses, and he lost, when he loses, he don't get that spotlight. And I hear a lot of people say what about LeBron James? I'm glad he lost. I'm sick of seeing him. I'm glad he lost. I'll say it again. It doesn't go to the most popular player. You got to understand. It's a team sport. It's a team sport. The For Life says, I've seen black people try to tear Angel down. I really don't understand that. Bull seems like that's what we do. The white media don't talk about us, but they don't tear us down either. That's facts. Stephen says, yes, they do. What the hell are you talking about? You're going to have to bring more than that, Stephen. Once again, when it comes to this game, the winner, got to remember, it's about praising the winners or the winner. The most popular player is not the winner. The most popular team are not the winners. Whoever wins that game. Let's listen to some more.
fucking joke.
These votes really don't want women to get paid more money. If you want the WNBA players to make more money, then Caitlyn Clark is the ticket. Actually, I believe all but 4 of her games are on national TV.
Now I'm going to take this comment. So, comment says, Clark will be a superstar. No doubt. Clark is more natural. No makeup, nails, etc. Makes her unique, like a basketball player should be. Once again, I know where you're going at, but you cannot take away from the winners. It is what it is. You know, you can't take away from the winners, no matter how we feel about that. Let's just go to Tom Brady. Couldn't take away from Tom Brady. Now, we came up with all of the above, but you had to give the New England Patriots, their credit. Kansas City Chiefs, you had to give the team their credit. Lamar Jackson, prime example. Lamar Jackson was the most popular player. Lamar Jackson was the biggest superstar. But when Lamar and the Ravens lost, guess what? You didn't see them on the cover of CNN. You didn't see them. You saw who? You saw the winners. And that's the issue that we're having here. We're not taking away from Caitlyn. Not at all. We're saying that she may be a superstar. She may be the most popular, but she was the loser. And that's all we're saying. The attention that the loser got that attention was supposed to have went to the winners. I see you spoken facts. I will.
They should put all 40 of them on national TV. This is insane right here. Why? And you know what? Caitlyn Clark delivered. She had 11 points in the first quarter.
Yeah, she put on a show. She put on a show. And listen, I'm not gonna say I tuned in. I fucking didn't.
I didn't. Rose watched it. I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I didn't sit there and watch it, but you better believe that this is probably the highest rated WNBA preseason game. Whatever, it's probably the highest rated one.
Yeah.
More people.
Yeah, it probably is. But imagine if the Chicago team with Angel Reese, imagine if that would have aired. See, it's like, I get where you coming from. I get the play that you trying to run. Okay. That was the most viewed and most televised. Okay. But just imagine if they would have aired, if they would have televised the Chicago game with Angel Reese in them. Imagine them numbers. See, you gotta give us a fair shot. You gotta make the battlefield level for both sides. You get where I'm coming from?
People tune into anything else. I almost fucking guarantee it, because that's what we see with Caitlyn Clark. But they're so stupid. Ironically, they're so fucking dumb and short-sighted. They don't understand that by Caitlyn Clark doing what she's doing and them televising her, promoting her, things like that, it's only going to lead to better things for the rest of your 80% black fucking league that you have. Your 80% of black ugly lesbians in the league are...
Whoa. Did y'all catch that? You're 80% black lesbians. What y'all got to say about that? Did y'all hear what he said? You're 80% black lesbians. Whoa. Let me run it back for those that didn't catch it. Listen.
Televising her, promoting her, things like that, it's only going to lead to better things for the rest of your 80% black fucking league that you have.
Now, this is from Sports Wars. He might have said Black League. I don't think he said black lesbians. He might have, but I'll run it back. But this is from Sports Wars, and it's Ryan Canal, RK Outpost. Let's run it back.
Caitlyn Clark doing what she's doing and them televising her, promoting her, things like that, it's only going to lead to better things for the rest of your 80% black fucking league that you have. Your 80% of black ugly lesbians in the league are going...
Did y'all hear what he said? You fucking black ugly lesbians. I'll wait. What was that about? Now, if that's not a racist comment, I don't know what racist comments are. If that's not a racist comment. But I bet y'all don't want to talk about that. Now, that came from the Sports Wars, Ryan Canal, RK Outpost. He called 80% of ugly black lesbians. That infuriates me. Who is he to make a racist comment? Correct, Carmen? Correct. But y'all heard it now.
Going to do better if you actually promote Caitlyn Clark, the straight white woman. Weird how that...
Wow. He said the league is only going to do better if you promote the straight white Caitlyn Clark. I got to run this back. And I ain't going to say nothing, but I got to run this back.
And that by Caitlyn Clark doing what she's doing and them televising her, promoting her, things like that, it's only going to lead to better things for the rest of your 80% black fucking league that you have. Your 80% of black ugly lesbians in the league are going to do better if you actually promote Caitlyn Clark, the straight white woman. Weird how that works.
But it's not just those fans. It's the WNBA players too. They're jealous.
Yeah.
If I'm a WNBA player, I'm like, put her on TV as much as you want because I want to fatten my pocketbooks.
Beardo, what would it take for you to watch a WNBA game?
You put Caitlyn Clark and Kelsey Plum on the court at the same time.
He was 100% speaking his mind, and he won't get in trouble for what he just said. But was it racist comments? Stefan or Steven or Stefan? He could speak his mind, but what he's saying, was it racist? The For Life says if that make those shorts shorter, the whole world will be watching black lesbians then. Carmen says if they are lesbian, that is their freedom of choice. Should have nothing to do with their basketball players. Angel Reese is a beautiful black basketball player. What's his name? Ryan. R-Y-A-N. Canal. K-I-N-E-L. Ryan Canal. R-Y-A-N. Canal. K-I-N-E-L. From the Sports Wars. And if you want to see this demonstration, it's 6 minutes and 3 seconds long. It's on Sports Wars on YouTube. And it's woke losers say the WNBA is racist for promoting Caitlyn Clark. These people are insane. Carmen says that is the most racist comment I have heard. That's facts. That's fact. I can't get over this. I can't.
Are going to do better if you actually promote Caitlyn Clark, the straight white woman. Weird how that works.
But it's not just those fans. It's the WNBA players too. They're jealous.
Yeah.
If I'm a WNBA player, I'm like, put her on TV as much as you want because I want to fatten my pocketbooks.
The For Life says, do you think that the lesbian part is true, Shank Rock? I don't know. You know, just because women play basketball, do that make them transformers? You know, just because they play basketball, do that make them transformers? So I don't know. I don't know, but wow. Wow.
Beardo, what would it take for you to watch a WNBA game?
You put Caitlyn Clark and Kelsey Plum on the court at the same time. The newly single Kelsey Plum, because Darren Waller was, fooling around a little bit. It is, for the WNBA, it is very fortunate for them that right after women's college basketball, they did the WNBA draft and got Caitlyn Clark on the court immediately at the height of all of her popularity. They got her on the court and now it's in the W. Like it's perfect timing.
It's a very quick. It's a very accelerated timetable for the WNBA. It's like,
correct.
Okay, NCAA championship ends. Declare for the draft. 3 weeks later, we've got a draft. 2 weeks later, it's like preseason.
And now you're playing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is very fortunate for them as far as like the league goes that they got Caitlyn Clark on the court quickly because it's just keeping her relevancy. So it's good.
See, it's keeping Caitlyn Clark irrelevant. That's what the purpose is. That's what the focus is, to promote her. That's fine. That's fine. But what about the winners? See, once again, this is when racism comes in. This is what racism is all about. It's not so much of one race of people not liking another race because of the race. That's not what racism is. It's when one race believes that they are superior than another race and they do things to hinder that race that they think that they're superior over when they do things to hinder them from making progress. See, now what you're doing is you're giving Caitlyn, which is the Caucasian player, you're giving her a head start. You know, you're paving the way for her to be ice cream and cake. You're laying out the flower bed for her. But when it comes to Angel Reese, only thing we hear, oh, she ghetto. She ghetto, I can't stand her. Woo. All of the above might be true. But what you're leaving out when you mention Angel Reese's name, you're leaving out that she's a winner. And she's a part of the winning team. And in any sports, the promotion goes to the winners. It's not an opinion. It's not something that you have to go to Harvard or Yale to try to figure out. It's facts. It's common sense. Do your homework. Do your homework now. The front cover, the promotion, the media attention goes to the winners. Whether I like it, whether you like it, whether she like it. Regardless of who likes it, regardless of who don't like it. Now let's see what some other folks are talking about. Because this is heavy, y'all. This is heavy. Let's see.
We're not allowed anymore to show the #1 draft pick in the WNBA draft as opposed to Angel Reese, a woman who can't run. I mean, next time you watch Angel Reese play, yeah, she can play. She's a good player, but she can't run. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's like throwback to like 1978.
But how did Angel Reese and her team beat Caitlyn Clark and her team? Maybe it's because Angel Reese can't run. See, that's the point. You could try to duck and dodge the point. You could try to skip around the point. The point is, Angel Reese and her team won. Caitlyn Clark and her team lost. Let's go back to, remember the days of Michael Jordan. Let's fast forward. We ain't even going to go back to Michael Jordan. Let's focus. Let's fast forward. Let's look at the Baltimore Ravens and let's look at the Kansas City Chiefs. The Baltimore Ravens was Caitlyn Clark and her team. Huh? They were smashing everything in their way. They were the most popular team. They were the more dominant team. The Baltimore Ravens. But in that championship game against the Kansas City Chiefs, who won? The Kansas City Chiefs won. Who lost? The Baltimore Ravens lost. Who was the most popular player? Lamar Jackson. But because Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens lost, they didn't get the front cover. And if they got the front cover, you seen losers up there. You seen all kind of other things attached to Lamar's name. Why wasn't the same attached to Caitlyn's name? Why couldn't have been, Caitlyn Clark is a superstar in her own way. Yeah, Caitlyn Clark had a wonderful season, but she couldn't make it past Angel Reese. But not Angel Reese, my bad, because Angel Reese didn't beat them. So I had to backtrack, my bad. But let me check the chat. Maybe somewhere in Clark's family knows someone that promoted her. The full life is whoever transformed from who or what they born. I see what you are saying, Shank, and that is highly unfair. And that's all I'm saying. It's like you take the spotlight from the winners and you give it to the losers. Because according to you, the most popular player happens to be on the losers team. So we're going to give it to them because more people like Caitlyn. They don't like Angel and the rest of them. Are you crazy? What about the other players on Chicago's team?
We're not allowed anymore to show the number one draft pick in the WNBA draft as opposed to Angel Reese, a woman who can't run. I mean, next time you watch Angel Reese play, yes, she can play. She's a good player, but she can't run. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's like throwback to like 1978 to women trying to run up and down the court. No offense, or actually that was pretty offensive. I probably shouldn't say that. But women now are athletic. They move, they cross over. And Angel Reese is a nice player around the bucket. But we're not allowed to show the number one pick in the draft, the most dynamic player in basketball, including everybody. Why? Well, because it's racist. Yes, it's racist according to the idiots. When will the madness end? I think it's on its way to ending. I do. I think that Netflix special last night showed that black folks can get on white folks on black folks, and everybody can laugh about it. And truthfully, if all the little D-bags like Seth Davis or Dan Wolken or Greg Doyle, the little white liberal peens in the ass pussies, don't like it, screw them. That's what I saw last night. Maybe we are, in fact, coming back. Well, progressives. They're angry, they're bitching, they're whining, they're moaning. That's right, I said bitching, and if you don't like it, tough. Are alleging it was racist for the Indiana Fever's preseason game was available on WNBA League Pass. And Angel Reese's Chicago Sky preseason game was. Hey, look, ladies, I get it. Y'all want to be drug along by Caitlyn Clark. We understand it, but ain't one of you Caitlyn Clark except for who? Caitlyn Clark. I mean, there have been a lot of Angel Reeses in the world. There have been a lot of shooters in the world. There ain't been very many Steph Currys. I've not seen one woman basketball player like Caitlyn Clark. Shouldn't even have to talk about this. This is so stupid. But you know what? You got to shoot this crap down whenever you can because it's so stupid that you just go, huh. Every number one pick in the history of basketball, green, white, orange, or purple, will have their game shown as opposed to some other young lady who went like this and acted like an idiot. Yeah, I'm sorry. Just the way it works. And if it's racist, good. Sit in the corner over there and call it racist. It doesn't have nothing to do with race. It has to do with you got the number one star in basketball. That's right, including the Knicks, including the Pacers. The number one star in basketball, maybe Anthony Edwards, but nobody cares about Minnesota. We care more about Iowa and Caitlyn Clark and now Indianapolis and Caitlyn Clark. Let's give you a little bit of a peek of the attendance difference between, well, Caitlyn Clark's game and Angel Reese's game. There's a...
I'm going to let y'all watch and see what I'm watching. So,
guy preseason game was. Hey, look, ladies, I get it. Clark, we understand it, but 1/110 Phil? Yay. Let's see Caitlyn Clark's game in Dallas, on the road, packed house. Oh, I don't know. What do you want to showcase? The number one pick and the most popular player in sports, Caitlyn Clark? Or we got to show Angel Reese because, well, she's black. Or she what? Now, don't even try calling the NBA racist for promoting the biggest name in women's basketball is silly. Here's the truth. If Caitlyn Clark were black, this wouldn't be an issue. But because she's white, there's always a conspiracy theory, always. Look, you can take your conspiracy theory and stick it up your ass. Now, I'm being serious here. This stuff's got to stop. You know, maybe the frat boys down in North Carolina changed things. Maybe the roast last night where Kevin Hart could go at Belichick and Belichick could go at Gronk and Gronk could go, and there was an African-American lesbian there. I didn't know whether it was a dude or a guy. Doesn't matter. Funny stuff was being said. Maybe the world can just go back to, hey, look, can't we all just get along? The great Rodney King said that. Can't we all just get along? Oh, my God. Let's just stop. Again, when in doubt, play the race card. Seems silly to play in the WNBA, but that's what you're going to hear all year long. You're going to hear it all year long because Caitlyn Clark's white and everybody's mad. Lesbians are mad. I actually have a young lady that used to work at my golf outing, who's mad at me. She won't work on my golf outing because she's lesbian and didn't like the way I said things about Caitlyn Clark. Well, I just tell you the truth. Caitlyn Clark is going to face backlash from lesbians and African Americans because, well, that's the world that we live in. When in doubt, play the race card. Seems silly to play it against the WNBA, which is one of the wokest leagues in all the land, but hey, sometimes you just gotta launch a Hail Mary. The woke folks always turn on their own. Don't ever, ever forget it. Boy, is that true. I mean, the woke folks, they tried. They throw it out there. They hope it sticks. A few years ago, might have stuck. Now, people are like, yeah, shut up. Yeah, just stop. You know, a few years ago, you say the word bitch and women would go nuts. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Wow.
10 years ago, you did this. 20 years ago, you did that. 50 years ago, you did this. Oh, my God, we must put you in a grave. Oh, just shut up with it anyway. Just shut up and enjoy Caitlyn Clark. Enjoy Angel Reese. Enjoy whoever that tall girl from Stanford was. Enjoy who these other women are. They're starting to get smart in the WNBA. What? They're starting to get smart. They're starting to understand, well, maybe we shouldn't dress like dudes. Maybe we should show our body, our deal. Maybe we should dress nice. I saw that at halftime of a game. Now, people are going to say this is sexist, but it's the same thing in the NBA. If the NBA would wake the hell up and go back to being professional, dress nice, show a suit like Jordan Pippen, that era, instead of showing up in some kind of, I don't know, Star Wars outfit. The women of the WNBA are becoming smart. They are. For years, they were just stupid. For years, they just tried to be dudes. Act like dudes, walk around like dudes, talk like dudes. Don't do that. There's differences between men and women. Don't be afraid of it. Absolutely not. You know, before a game the other day, they had a bunch of draft choices from the WNBA, all dressed up, just like the NBA guys used to be when the NBA had attention on it. Now the NBA looks like, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Because when I watch guys walk into the gym and everybody says, well, look at how fashion forward he is, I see an idiot. I do. We got a guy here, Miles Turner. I can't tell if he's a French painter or if he's the Lego guy. But everybody says it's fashion forward. No, be smart. WNBA, this is your shot. Bitch about the things you need to bitch about. Complain about commercial travel. Try to get yourself better in the league. But people complaining about showing Caitlyn Clark in a sold-out Dallas Sky Arena, whatever the hell the Dallas team is, as opposed to Angel Reese, who's just in the WNBA an uninteresting player. Caitlyn Clark is interesting because of the way she plays. Nothing to do with white and black. We've seen centers before. We haven't seen anybody jack it up and shoot it down. We haven't. Not like Caitlyn Clark. So get over yourselves. Fight for what you need. Fight for what's important. Don't be worried about calling everything racist, because I'm telling you, it ain't going to work. It worked a few years ago, but it ain't going to work now with Caitlyn Clark, not when she's jacking up threes like she did the other day for 21. We'll get into that in a minute. Be smart. This is your time, ladies. Use what you got. Hey, when the NBA needed to come back and get rid of all the drugs and get rid of all the stuff, here came Larry Bird.
Wow.
Personable, smart,
wow,
interesting.
Wow.
Here came Earvin Magic Johnson. Personable, smart, interesting, handsome. Here came Isaiah Thomas. Personable, be smart. Quit worrying about stupid shit. And whether or not the game, preseason game is on WNBA League Pass, 99.9% of the people in America didn't even know there was a WNBA League Pass.
Wow. What are y'all thoughts? What are y'all thoughts? What are y'all thoughts, Rock Squad? I'm going to go to one more. Now this is, why does everyone hate Caitlyn Clark? And then we're going to chop it up, Rock Squad. I'm going to go to this last clip. Why does everyone hate Caitlyn Clark?
Use different shapes to create complete.
What's up, ballers? Today we're talking about the prodigy, the athlete, the legend, Miss Caitlyn Clark. Now, if you don't care about sports, we have something in common. But do not click off of this video because I really want to talk about this issue because I feel like it's only people who care about sports that are talking about it right now, but this is bigger than the sports community. So Caitlyn Clark is a college athlete from Iowa who has basically changed the sport as we know it. She was very recently chosen as the #1 draft pick for the WNBA going to the Indiana Fever. Now, Caitlyn is a 6-foot-tall point guard with some insane stats to her name. Like, people are seriously calling her the next Steph Curry.
Caitlyn Clark. Caitlyn Clark. Caitlyn Clark. Do I need to call you the female version of Steph Curry, or do I need to call Steph Curry the male version of Caitlyn Clark?
If you were an opposing coach game planning to stop Caitlyn Clark, what would you do?
Now, Caitlyn has been dealing with an insane amount of hate online from the public, from fans, from other women's basketball players, and from the press. She literally can't escape the hate, and I wanted to come out and make this video to not only support Caitlyn, but talk about how crazy this is. I don't know why we're still dealing with this as an issue in 2024. Like, what? We are living in the dusty man apocalypse, and there's nothing we can do about it. Just kidding, there is something we can do about it. So if you haven't been following her career, it's disgusting, and you're probably gonna vomit while you watch this video because people suck. Now, before we get too far into this video, I would like to tell you about our members only community. So there are some things that you ask me and you're like, Tyler, how's your... And I'm like, I'm not going to tell you publicly because one, like my family and friends can find it, or the people that I'm going to gossip about can find it, and that's just like uncomfortable. And two, I just don't like spilling to thousands of people. Like, I value my...
So she claims that everybody is hating on Caitlyn Clark.
privacy, but I don't value it enough to say indefinitely no. So I hope you get what I'm going for here, but that's why I want to build up the members only, so I have a community of people that I can like somewhat trust to yap to. So anyway, on May 8th, I'm doing a Q&A tell-all. I will spill all the tea that you need me to. We'll get to know each other. It will be very fun, so go join members only. Plus, you get cute stickers of my dog and Wendy Williams. Yes, thanks, bye. The first hurdle that Caitlyn is overcoming right now is that men will not buy the fact that a woman is this talented at what she does. It's beyond. What inspired me to make this video were the TikToks that I saw saying, do you think you could beat Caitlyn Clark in a 1v1? And then the guys were like, oh, all day, every day. So let's react to some of those to get started here.
These are the same men who see Caitlyn Clark and think to themselves, I can do that. I can easily do it. If I gave you 3 wishes from a genie, you couldn't do that shit. If God made you 7'1", you couldn't do that.
So I had to Google what a Caitlyn Clark was, and apparently she's a college basketball player. I have never seen her play in my life, but I've never seen her play in my life, but
he's about to say something without knowing anything about her. Okay.
Guarantee you I would dog walk her in basketball, and I'm a 5'6" man. Like, I don't even have to watch a single highlight, and I know she would get obliterated. And
he hasn't watched her play. He doesn't know her stats.
In a one-on-one.
That shoots 44.3% from 3. If I picked you up by the waist and lifted you up, you couldn't do that.
Now, this angry woman's point was these men that talk in podcasts about how high school boys can be professional women, they have no room to talk because they're just podcasters. Well, I've broken 3-point records. I've hooped over in other countries. This conversation has happened time and time again. There's no reason to get so worked up. But if your argument is...
Okay, you know what? I'm going to look up his stats. Matthew Martinez, South River stats. You're so irrelevant. When I look up your stats, I have to include the area you live in. South River Boys Basketball 2014. Oh. That is good. For 23 to 2024, Caitlyn's average points per game was 31.6. Matthew What's bucket, his average score per game was 28.7 points. In Caitlyn's last season, her average amount of assists per game, 8.9. Matthew's was 7.36. Now, correct me if I'm wrong on this, because again, I don't know sports and I don't know what I'm talking about, but a little bit of research tells me her numbers are looking better than yours.
1v1 versus Caitlyn Clark to 21. What's the score?
I'm gonna go 21-0 me, because I'm gonna take her to the paint, and then it's over from there. She can't rock.
take her to the paint is just gross. Why? Ugh, I don't like that.
You're like 5'10".
Okay, what does that mean? She's a $130.
You're like 5'10" is so insecure that she's so good at basketball, and just let her be good. Just admit she's really good.
Appreciate that super chat, Tyson. Salute, Tyson. Tyson says Caitlyn Clark is a great player, plus a marketing tool. She puts ass in seats. That's what sells. And that's true, Tyson. That's true, Tyson. Appreciate that super chat. Tyson says Caitlyn Clark is a great player, plus a marketing tool. She puts asses in seats. That is what sells.
Dusty's from wherever your hometown is saying that they could beat Caitlyn Clark in a 1v1 gives the same energy as, yeah, I could have gone D1, but coach hated me. Yeah, I could have gone D1, but my knee had some problems senior year and I missed the cutoff.
If it's gorgeous you want, look for the grit. Because it's the pros who are out there, pulling together dozens of projects a year. And they know where remarkable is always in stock at Floor & Decor.
The human can only use its feet for walking. Imagine if you were falling.
But I probably would have gone to the Olympics too. You never know, but the damn injury. Shut the fuck up. Do you think you could beat Caitlyn Clark in a 1v1?
Of course.
How much are you winning by?
Like 1,000.
Do you think you could beat Caitlyn Clark in a 1v1?
No, Caitlyn Clark would give me buckets.
What do you think the score is?
25 to, you know what, I'm gonna get at least 12, because I got some weight on her, you know.
My guy. Do you think you could beat Caitlyn Clark in a 1v1?
No, definitely not. I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, probably not. No.
What do you think the score is?
50 to 3, maybe like 50-15.
Do you think you could beat Caitlyn Clark in a 1v1?
No, she got that range and that change. That's it.
What do you think the score is?
21-0. Maybe 21-2, but she can shoot the ball. I can't.
All right. Do you think you could beat Caitlyn Clark in a 1v1?
No chance. I played a little bit of basketball, but not enough for that.
Do you think you could beat Caitlyn Clark in a 1v1?
I believe so. I think I can win.
What's the score?
Let's hear from Angel Reese, y'all. I want to chop it up with Angel Reese.
Well, first of all, welcome to Chicago.
Thank you.
What's the first thing you've done since you pulled up?
I haven't really done much. I haven't had an off day yet, so I haven't really been able to do much. Just enjoying my team, enjoying the environment. It has been great. I love just being here. They embrace me so much. They don't treat me like a rookie, so I feel at home. Like this feels at home.
So, what were your impressions of the first day at training camp?
Actually, I wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be crazy, but being able to one thing I do need to adjust to is the 3-second call. I didn't know about that. Well, I didn't have much knowledge on like being able to, you can't do defense 3 seconds. So just being able to learn that, having a rest today on day one because we play Saturday. So I've been able to learn that early is different. Me and Camilla and Brent.
And then how was it with Spoon out there? I mean, I heard the intensity when we pulled up.
Yeah, she's been super intense. I mean, I love a coach that's fiery, brings energy every day. You know what you're going to get from her. She's going to bring the best out of you every single day. You want somebody to push you every day out of greatness because I don't want to have off day. I want everything to be hard. So coming to a place like this, a special place like this, is amazing. So I'm excited to start from ground up and being able to work.
And then you come from B-More, so like, give a shout out to B-More.
Shout out to Baltimore to Chicago. I'm super excited to be here. Baltimore, my family came here and welcomed me here. So I'm excited to be here. Baltimore, what's up?
And then last
What's up? It's Angel Reese.
How's it feeling starting your pro career in Chicago, a city that just loves great hoops players?
Yeah, it's amazing. As soon as they heard my name get drafted, it was just, they already inherited me within here. I love being here. I wanted to come to Chicago, and luckily I got picked by Chicago. Teaspoon is an amazing coach, coached by Coach Mulkey, as you know. So being able to just have this in my hands right here within a confidence piece, I think is great. I mean, it's been easy transition for me because coming from a program where I came from and then just easily transitioning into this has been easy. So I love being here. I've had nothing but great experiences here, and I'm excited for this team.
They're talking about wanting to come to Chicago, hoping they would draft.
Yes.
Why was that?
Teaspoon, everything that Teaspoon stands for. I mean, already they had won a championship in 2021, and being able to continue that legacy on from Candace Parker, and then she retired. So I want to win. I've always been wanted to be a winner. And coming here and talking to Teaspoon over the phone during my whole draft process, I was like, this is somebody I need in my life, and somebody on and off the court. Like, I like having a relationship with my coach on and off the court. That's what I had with Coach Mulkey. So being able to have that here is like a mother figure away from home. So I just loved it. Anything that she had, the talent that she had, I didn't care. I wanted to play for Teaspoon.
So given that you'd established that relationship, you were hoping to get picked, right?
Yes, when I saw they had went up, that they turned their pick from 8 to 7 with Minnesota, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going. I knew it. I already knew I was going. I was like, they had to do that for me.
So what was the moment like? When the call comes in, you wanted it, you got it. What are you feeling emotionally in that moment?
So when Six passed in Minnesota, Mystics passed on me, at first I thought I was going home. I was like, okay, I might be going home. But I didn't want to go home. I wanted to come to Chicago. So when the 6th pick went past, I was like, okay, I'm good. So then when I heard my name, I just dropped my head and just started like getting emotional because I was just so happy. Like, all the hard work, everything I put in, all the long years, traveling, AAU, different schools, and then being able to have my family right there was just a surreal moment for me.
How's the chicken? The prawns are delicious.
Now,
I have a shellfish allergy. One prawn, very good.
Let's talk, y'all, because I want to talk about Angel Reese. And some people says that she's ghetto. Now, me watching that was actually my first time watching or listening to her. She sounds, to me, she sounds very educated. Now, when she's on the court, and this is what we have to understand. When you're on the court, that competitiveness is going to come out. That beast, like me, I could use me for example. On the platform, I'm humble, I'm laid back, and I'm chill. You get me on the basketball court, you gonna be like, damn, Shank, I ain't know you was ghetto. Or damn, Shank, you crazy. It just comes with the territory. And for folks to call Angel Reese ghetto, she's not ghetto. She's far from ghetto. I don't know too many people that's ghetto that makes it graduate from high school and makes it to college. Ghetto people don't make it to college, y'all. I mean, I'm just keeping it 100. Ghetto people don't have time for college. So I think people have been wrong for calling her ghetto. I don't pick up on nothing. Yeah, I do a little something on the basketball court to full life. Now, we heard so much about Caitlyn Clark and how good Caitlyn Clark is. Shit, why not find out how good Angel Reese is?
Walking double-double. Huge impact in year one. The Bayou Barbie has brought it for the LSU Tigers.
What will it take for LSU to hoist up that national trophy?
Being able to play together and just believing. As all together, believing in each other. As long as we believe in each other, I think we can take it as far as we can.
LSU has captured its very first national championship. With the 7th pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Chicago Sky select Angel Reese. LSU.
Angel Reese rapidly rose to fame in the past 2 years of her college career. Her glaring persona and sheer dominance on the court helped bring a whole new level of excitement to women's basketball, and she did it all before hitting the professional stage. Whether you like rooting for her or not, she has for sure made a name for herself. But is Angel Reese all hype? Can she play basketball as well as she built her personal brand? How good is Angel Reese actually? Let's break it all down and understand how Angel Reese got to this point. Angel Reese attended St. Francis Academy in Baltimore, Maryland, where she played 4 years of varsity basketball. Her size and athleticism made her so versatile that she was able to play all 5 positions in high school. As a freshman, she averaged 11.1 points and 11 rebounds per game. She led her team to a 30-1 record and a conference title. Their only loss came in the national semifinals, where Reese put up an insane 20 points and 24 rebound game. During her sophomore year, Reese led her team to another conference championship with a 24-4 season record. She led her team in points, rebounds, assists, and blocks, averaging 17.6 points, 12.1 rebounds, 3.1 assists, and 1.8 blocks per game. In her junior year, she absolutely dominated as well, as she averaged a ridiculous 22.6 points and 19.3 rebounds per game. It was named All-Metro Player of the Year. To no one's surprise, she led her team to another conference title. And in her senior year, she averaged 18.6 points, 10.2 rebounds, and 2.5 blocks per game, while leading her team to a 25-3 record and a 4th consecutive conference championship. Reese repeated as the All-Metro Player of the Year and was named High School Female Athlete of the Year by the Baltimore Sun. She finished her career with an insane 1,720 points and 1,250 rebounds. She was ranked as a 5-star recruit and the 2nd best player in the 2020 class by ESPN. She was even ranked ahead of Caitlyn Clark and was only behind Paige Beckers. She would eventually get 24 Division I scholarship offers, including notable programs like Maryland, South Carolina, and Louisville. And on November 1st, 2019, she declared her commitment to Maryland, marking her as the top-ranked recruit in the history of the program. So yes, Angel Reese did not start her career at LSU like some of you might have thought. She stayed home and played for the Terps for 2 years. She entered her freshman year in the fall of 2020, and on November 27th, 2020, Reese made her Maryland debut. She scored 20 points and 9 rebounds in a 94-72 victory over Davidson. However, she suffered a Jones fracture in her right foot in her 4th game on December 3rd against Towson, which led to a surgery and her being sidelined until February 23rd, 2021. Upon her return, Reese actually came off the bench and helped Maryland in securing both the Big Ten regular season and tournament championships. She was selected for the Big Ten All-Freshman team and scored 19 points in an NCAA tournament round of 32 win over Alabama on March 24th, 2021. Despite her team's early exit in the Sweet 16, Reese averaged 10 points and 6 rebounds per game throughout her freshman season, and looked to continue to have a more featured role heading into her sophomore year. Returning to a starting role in her sophomore season, Reese described it as her redemption year, regaining confidence post-injury. She opened the season on November 9th with 21 points and 14 rebounds in a 97-67 win over Longwood. Her standout performance continued on December 2nd, 2021, scoring 26 points and 15 rebounds against the University of Miami. Her impressive season earned her first team All-Big Ten and a spot on the conference's All-Defensive team. Reese led Maryland to the Sweet 16, where, despite her 25 points, 9 rebounds, 3 steals, and 3 blocks, the team lost 72-66 to Stanford on March 25th, 2022. She received third-team All-American honors and was recognized on the All-American Honorable Mention lists by both the USBWA and WBCA. She started gaining some national recognition in her sophomore year as her averages jumped to 17.8 points and 10.6 rebounds, which made her the first Maryland player since 1975 to average a double-double for a season. Heading into her junior year, she was looking for a change. She felt that she wanted a change and to go to a program that would elevate her game. She wanted a coach that would push her to...
What y'all think about Angel Reese? Salute Tracy Montgomery. My bad. Salute Tracy Montgomery. Appreciate you for pulling up. Now, what do y'all think about Angel Reese? She had excellent stats, and that was only when she was at the University of Maryland. So just like Caitlyn Clark has stats, Angel Reese has stats as well. We're not saying that. We're not, you can't take away from Caitlyn Clark's stats. You can't. She's a superstar. I agree, she brings attention to the WNBA. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is follow the proper protocol. See, this is what I learned in life. This is what I learned in life with my life. If I follow the proper protocol, meaning if I do what I'm supposed to do, I won't have to worry about getting in trouble. I won't have to worry about things not going the way that things supposed to go if I follow the proper protocol. So that's all we're saying. Follow the proper protocol. The proper protocol is the attention, the promotion, the front cover. All of that goes to the winner or the winners. That's all we're saying. Not to the popular person. We learned that growing up in high school. We learned that in junior high school because the popular kids, most of the popular kids ended up years later, most of the popular kids ended up on drugs, ended up in prison, or ended up dead. So we don't go by who's popular. You know, most of the popular people today, and even back then, but most of the popular people are those that's fake. You know what I'm talking about? The one that everybody likes, the one that got everybody's attention, most of the times is the fake one. Most of the times, that popular person will snake the hell out of your ass. But that one that's not popular, that one that everybody really don't like to, be around and all of that, that one that's real, that's the one that's going to make it to the finish line. I'm going to wrap it up and I'm going to let everybody go. All we're saying is give that attention to the winner. Give that attention to the winners. And that's all we're saying. Once again, I appreciate everybody for pulling up. I wasn't even scheduled. I wasn't even thinking about doing a live today. But I said, I get so many people that enjoy my demonstrations. I wish I could go live. I wish I could do demonstrations. Salute, Sharon. Appreciate you for pulling up, Sharon. Salute, Sharon. I wish I could do demonstrations like I used to do demonstrations. Mama, I used to do demonstrations 2-3 times a day. Y'all remember? But I can't do 2 or 3 demonstrations like I used to in one day. Sometimes it's hard for me to do one demonstration a day. I work. I got a 9 to 5. So whereas though before I didn't have a 9 to 5. So now I have a 9 to 5. I work. So, I be tired. So things are a little different now over here on the Rock Squad compared to how things used to be. You know, remember before I used to have an open panel. And so, you know, it was always people on the panels, you know, basically helping me with the demonstrations. You know, whereas though now it's just me all by myself. So I have to go up 2 hours all by myself, and it gets tired, especially when I've been at work. You know what I mean? So I appreciate everybody for pulling up. And once again, I don't send out the links no more. Salute, Zena. Appreciate you for pulling up, Zena. Salute. I don't send out the links like I used to send out. And the reason why is because I would send out links, 30, 40, 50 subscribers. And, you know, maybe only 2 or 3 of them would pull up. So I just was like, ain't no need in me keep sending out these links. Because when I send out those links, it take time to send out them links. I said, yeah, I'm not going to keep sending out these links and people don't pull up. So my demonstrations will be at 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. Eastern time. So that way you'll know when to expect a demonstration from me at 4 p.m. Eastern time or 5 p.m. Eastern time. Probably, you know, in the near future, I will be doing demonstrations where I will open up the panel. You know, a few people hit me up and was like, Shank, I miss when you used to do the open panel. Shank, can you just do a demonstration here or there where you open up the panel and you invite people up on the panel? Come on, Shank, don't starve us out like that. You know, we wanna join you on the panel. So, you know, in the near future, I'm not sure when, but I will do some demonstrations where I will open up the panel and I will, you know, invite y'all to join me on the panel. If you would like to support the channel, you know the easiest way to support the channel is hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And appreciate that cash donation from the other day for life. I appreciate that cash donation from the other day for life. If you would like to, you know, support the platform with a donation, my cash app is $ERICMCINT. Or you could purchase a membership to the channel. If you look down my catalog, you'll see some of my demonstrations is for members only. So that's, you know, one of the benefits that come along with purchasing a membership. You'll be able to watch demonstrations that other people is not able to watch. Some of my demonstrations I make for members only. If you have a question for me to answer, if you have a comment for me to read and you want me to read that comment, if you have a question for me to answer, buy a super chat. I answer all super chats. So if you buy a super chat, Tracy Montgomery says the one that's going to get to the finish line stays focused and doesn't need that big crowd all the time to front, for they are secure within themselves, and that's rare. Right, and I'm one of those. I don't like I used to tell people all the time. I can remember when I used to have 3 or 4 people watching me, you know. So I know how it feels to only have 3 or 4 people watching me. But one thing about those 3 and 4 people, they were real and they were sincere. Tracy says, but definitely should be recognized. Thanks for sharing. I always enjoy the commentaries. I appreciate you, Tracy. I appreciate you. Appreciate you for pulling up, Tracy. And make sure everybody subscribe to Tracy Montgomery channel as well. And I gotta shout out my moderators that hold it down for me. You know, and it's no disrespect to the rest of my moderators as well as my subscribers, but I have to acknowledge those that pour up on every demonstration. 80s Baby. You know, 80s Baby is on every demonstration. Positive Vibes is at every demonstration. The Full Life pours up on every demonstration. Sages. You know, Leslie Bean. Leslie Bean is not a moderator, but Leslie Bean is a rock squad, and Leslie Bean is on every demonstration. Spoken fact. So I have to acknowledge those that pour up on every demonstration. And it's no disrespect to those that don't. You know, but I gotta give flowers where flowers is deserved. So, you know, I don't want nobody, you know, because a lot of y'all get in y'all feelings, you know, and as I said before, it's hard being a content creator. And I value all of y'all. I value all my moderators that's no longer my moderators. I value y'all, you know, so I don't want nobody to think that I don't value y'all. But I just have to give flowers where flowers is deserved. So once again, big shout out to 80s Baby. Big shout out to Spoken Facts. I see you, Zena. The big shout out to Zena. Zena don't pull up on every demonstration, but Zena was with me through the trenches. So a big salute to Zena. But like I said, the For Life, Spoken Facts, Sages, and 80s Baby, they pull up at every demonstration, my moderators. Leslie Bean, Rock Squad, Sharon Jackson. Sharon Jackson pulls up on every demonstration. But a shout out to everybody. So please, y'all, don't get in y'all feelings, because y'all know y'all hit me up behind the scenes, and I be like, God damn, what did I do now? What did the old man do now? So I love all of y'all, and I appreciate y'all for holding me down. Salute. Remember, my demonstrations are either 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. Eastern time. I don't send the links out to nobody no more. So if you want to know if I'm live or not, just check 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. Eastern time. Salute everybody.